So today I have the pleasure of introducing the Sally Dedecker Award. The Sally Dedecker Award was established in 2013 and named for one of BISG's longtime volunteers and advocates. The Sally Dedecker Award recognizes an individual who has made a positive impact on the book publishing industry. Throughout her career, Dominique Raccah has led Sourcebooks in ways that have made it a beacon for change in this industry. She is an entrepreneur who embraces change and leads with an author-first mindset. Raccah has built the company from a one-woman startup into the 6th largest U.S. publisher and the fastest growing publisher in the UK. Under her leadership, Sourcebooks has pioneered new ways to connect authors and readers, championed banned books and diverse voices, and led the industry in data-driven publishing, redefining what it means to be a book publisher in the 21st century. Raccah also contributed extensively to oversight and direction here at the Book Industry Study Group. She served as co-chair of the board of directors for a combined 6 years, and she was an active member of the executive committee for 9 years. During her time on the board, BISG oversaw the implementation of the 13-digit ISBN, aligning the book industry with identification standards for most retail products. She also oversaw discussions of identification requirements for digital products. She supported closer engagement with other industry organizations and hired 4 executive directors. BISG Board Chair Joshua Talent noted, Dominique Raccah led BISG at a time when the nature of the business was changing. Online sales became the majority of all book purchases. Digital products grew from a footnote to almost a 1/5 of all revenues. And the expectations for metadata changed right alongside that growth. Without her leadership over that time, BISG and the industry would have lagged behind where both needed to be. Recognizing Dominique is also the best way to celebrate Sally Dedecker. Dominique worked alongside Sally when they both served on the board at BISG. When Sally fell ill in 2017, Dominique led an effort to recognize her significant contributions to BISG. And after her unfortunate passing, Dominique led the effort to rename this award in Sally's honor. BISG Executive Director Brian O'Leary echoed that sentiment. One of the best aspects of BISG is its connection to the people who have made a difference in this industry. Sally Dedecker embodied that spirit, and Dominique Raccah does as well. We're honoring Dominique both for her accomplishments at Sourcebooks and the many ways that she helped shape BISG and keep it a vital rudder for the industry. I also have been personally inspired by Dominique's service. Dominique's impact on this industry makes me excited to see how Sourcebooks will continue to grow and flourish. As a father of 4 young daughters, I feel a sense of excitement to see how my own daughters could one day impact this wonderful book industry. And lastly, as the incoming board chair at BISG, I want to give a special thanks to Dominique for showing me what is possible for the next generation of leaders in our industry, and for helping ensure that BISG continue to fix things and create enduring value for the book industry supply chain. Please join me in welcoming to the stage our 2025 recipient of the Sally Dedecker Award for Lifetime Service, Dominique Raccah.
Thank you, BISG, for this extraordinary honor, one that carries the name of Sally Dedecker, a woman who deeply believed, as I do, that every book deserves a reader and every reader deserves that perfect book. Sally's legacy reminds us that progress in publishing is not just possible, it's imperative. Standing here in New York City, a city where stories are practically a public utility, I'm reminded of why I joined BISG 2 decades ago when Sourcebooks was just a spark of what it would become, and the ebook revolution was just beginning. I wasn't looking for just another committee meeting. My calendar was quite full, thanks anyway. I was looking for kindred spirits, the geeky among us, people who were also experimenting, who saw the future not as something to survive, but as something to shape. People who understood that books are bridges and that real magic happens where ink meets code, where metadata meets imagination, where an idea meets its reader at just the right moment. Serving as BISG chair and co-chair and on the executive committee for more years than I want to count, I witnessed that magic unfold. Together we navigated, as you heard, the complexities of the 13-digit ISBN transition. Yes, it was painful. An act that really quietly revolutionized our supply chain and commerce. We tackled the ebook revolution. I don't know if anybody remembers, there was a point at which people thought ebooks should be free. Yeah. We tackled that. We strengthened ties across our ecosystem and proved that even in a competitive industry, collaboration is still our greatest catalyst for growth. Sally taught us that no detail is too small, no mission too ambitious if it serves our readers and our authors. And today, once again, the ground is shifting beneath us. Today, we're living through what I would call probably the greatest and most defining moment in our history. AI is no longer on the horizon, it's in the room. Our supply chains are transforming in real time. Metadata has evolved from a back office function to a frontline force in discoverability and sales. And data itself, how we collect it, structure it, interpret it, is no longer a quiet infrastructure. It's a creative engine, a compass, a powerful storytelling tool in its own right. The questions we face now aren't just operational, they're existential. How do we preserve creative integrity while embracing efficiency? How do we leverage AI and data to elevate, not replace, the human genius that fuels publishing? To deepen the connection between authors and readers. Look, my Sourcebooks is not a huge company. At Sourcebooks, we've chosen a path rooted in stewardship. We protect the integrity of every author and illustrator's work while embracing AI to clear away the repetitive, the routine, giving our teams more space to be inspired. We're thinking about it. It starts with human, ends with human, as the way we're talking about it right now. We see AI not as a threat to creativity, but as a force that, if guided correctly or wisely, can amplify our ability to reach readers, connect communities, and elevated voices that might otherwise go unheard. Please make no mistake about what I'm saying. We believe it is essential at this time to protect the livelihood of our authors and protect this fragile ecosystem that's so important to all readers. Lest it be less than clear, we must participate in the decisions that are being made in order to create the future of the book. And that moment calls for bold leadership. We've got to ask better questions, not just about what's possible, but about what's right. We must ensure AI is implemented with transparency, with full respect for authors' intellectual property and creative contributions, with ethics, with equity. We must challenge ourselves to be not just faster and leaner, but better, more inclusive, more innovative, more aligned with the values that brought us to publishing in the first place. And like the last time, who better to lead the charge than BISG? Tell me, what other industry places its bets on imagination? What other community shows up day after day to build bridges between cultures, generations, and futures still unwritten? This room is full of people who believe that books matter, that stories matter, and BISG continues to prove that when we come together, even as competitors, we can imagine the entire framework of this industry for the better. This is the baton that Sally Dedecker handed us, and I have no doubt we will carry it further than even she dreamed possible. To BISG staff, board, committees, and volunteers, thank you for the dedication to progress, and really thank you to Brian, to Laura, to Joe Ganella, who made, who stood with us, for Tom, to Fran, to Maureen, Phil, Jan, Mike Shatskin, all the people who worked so hard to make it possible for us to build today's supply chain, and to Sally. Thank you for reminding us that the future of books is not only bright but beautiful, and that if we're willing to meet it with both imagination and integrity. BISG didn't just make a difference in our community, it made a difference to who I became. I started with no idea that this would even remotely be possible. I've always hated the idea of a Lifetime Achievement Award because it sounds like the story is ending. It kind of says you're done, but none of us are done. This isn't the finale. It's an invitation to all of us to keep dreaming, building, leading, and above all, believing that books and the work that we do for and with them every day can change lives. Thank you.